With the cost of the ticket and buying drinks or whatever. Free shows are cool. I wonder, I haven't been out as much,
Mm.
so I haven't been doing as many free shows. Um, so I don't know what the vibe is. I feel like the vibe might be like stronger for the free shows versus the paid shows. But people in this area, there's money coming from every angle in the
Yeah.
DMV area, because this is where all the money from the country comes in.
Yeah.
So there's money all around here. So people are going out and they can go to like
they're finding other avenues to
and different like New York probably there's people getting money from all different avenues there. The big centers, I think where it hurts is like in the smaller areas.
Yeah.
Where people might not have as much money to go to like a paid ticketed show. But I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing it sparingly, so somebody else who's been doing it be like, nah, the shows are growing great. I feel like the vibe though of people who are wanting to laugh is a little bit changed. Not changed, but just like I don't know, when shit's heavy, it's like you got to be real funny to break me out of my sadness. You know what I mean? Like,
you better bring your A game, motherfucker.
Listen, when money is good, everybody's getting paid. You can just be like,
I'll laugh at
say
anything.
some corny shit like, everything's. When the money is tight, you pretend like the laughter it costs you something. It's like, nah. And then if it is really funny, you'll be like, you know what? That was some real shit. Like that's how people come up to you after the show. But they didn't want to laugh. They couldn't let go of the laugh. But no, I mean, all the shows that I've been doing are real good. We'll see tonight. I got to go out and do a show tonight. It's going to have some newer material with, with the kid being born and, the death in the family and everything, and just life in general, things that are going on around here. It'll have some more new material, so we'll see how that works. I'm gonna run that.
So I feel like you've always been kind of like family oriented. You make a decent amount of jokes about like your relationship, because you have a interracial relationship.
Yeah.
And a light-skinned baby.
I don't like how you rolled your eyes at me saying that. I feel like there was some disdain for having an interracial.
Content, that's why.
having an interracial relationship, you rolled your eyes at. I do have this one joke that, because it is funny. It's like I'm in an interracial relationship, which means I can't be unhappy in front of black people. You know what I mean? Like, I can't complain ever in front of black people because they're never going to give me good advice. The only thing they're going to say is,
leave that woman.
That's what you get for fucking with them white chicks. That's the form of advice, no matter what it is. That's all they get. That's what you get for fucking with them white chicks. Like, I did it for love. It's like, those are the two answers that that's what you get for fucking with them white chicks. And that's it. That's all you got.
Sheesh.
I went to therapy. And I was talking to my therapist. I was like, I think we're, I think I need to speak to somebody. Like, what's going on? I was like, just talk about marriage and everything. Like, you're having problems in your marriage? I'm like, no, we just, I'm white. She's white. I'm black. And, we're just, there's differences. And like, let me stop you right there. That's what you get for fucking them white chicks.
Talk to a therapist and they say that's crazy.
It's like, I can't save your marriage, but I could save you a copay. That's... I forgot about that joke. That might go on a special. I'm gonna put that on a special. But yeah, man, comedy's great though. It has kept me going. There comes like the doldrums with it or whatever. But I feel like all these things well up inside me that I'm thinking about watching movies or doing things or living life or whatnot. So I just. That's where I put it all.
Yeah.
Because it's like I have all these ruminating thoughts that I'll be saying in the mirror or yelling in my car, and I'm like, I have an outlet to go and being like, you know what?
Yeah. That's literally how I like discern my podcast, where I'm just like, what have I been talking about lately? Okay,
slutty McDonald's cups.
Yeah, literally, like it, coming off of like what my last 3 days was. So like that's usually where I get my topics from, or like where I get the conversation from is like what's been going on in life. That's why I always ask for the guests to bring, because I need to know what's going on in your life, or like what's of interest for you to talk about and shit like that. So
well, I have a lot of varied interests and things that are like going like what is this? Like going on in my mind. So I appreciate you giving me a platform to release some of these thoughts, because I'll be like, is anybody else thinking this? Is nobody else? No one else sees this?
Yep, that's what it's for. I don't know if I want to talk about that yet. Let's get into the.
Wait, can I see what was it?
Those are your topics.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, the so I sent you some topic. I was like, hey, let's talk about this, and then one of them was the 3-eye atlas
Yeah.
Thing, and I sent it to you, and you sent me back. You're like, yeah, let's talk
I
about
thought you were
it.
talking about the 3 I's, the individual
The-
integrity and
What did you say?
individual identity and integrity.
Where the fuck did you get that from?
I just
What is your algorithm feeding you that was what came back when you searched?
that's the only time I've heard 3I.
What is it? Individual
Identity and individual identity and integrity.
What about me says that I would come to you with 3 corporate topics, like a DEI 3 corporate topic. Like, you know what I'd really like to I want to talk about synergy and beneficial initiatives.
And then when I looked it up, I was like, oh, the comet.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah. It is a weird name for it to be called. But I've been looking at this thing, and when you look at it and then the news story, just like, hey, this seems like this is important to like all of humanity. And I feel like the people who are there's no one talking about it.
That's because nobody cares about science.
I think nobody cares about aliens either. I've had this conversation with a lot of black friends.
Oh, we're still trying to figure out if anybody actually believes that alien actually exists.
I 100% think they do, because like
I 100% think they do too, but I'm a man of science. So
what does that mean?
There's no fucking way that there's not other life out there.
Yeah, there would have to. I mean,
yes, it would have to be.
If you look at the ocean, if you look at anything microscopic, there is life forms on it, right? So, and they're in all kind of different environments. Like Chernobyl now has like black mold and stuff growing on it, right? Like that's a living organism that's growing inside a nuclear wasteland. So you just think about all these planets that have different, types of
biological makeups and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be some form of life that's going to be on there.
Yeah.
And if there is some form of life, how long does it take for that life to become a fish or a tadpole or a snake or a gorilla or a human or what? How long does it take for that thing to evolve into something different? Because that's what happens. It like changes over time. And
oh God, a man of evolution.
Yeah, but evolution is science.
I know.
So it's like it's all the same. So this is why I love Cat Williams, because he said it. He's like, it's all telling the same story, but then people they can't wrap their mind around. This is connected to this. This is the same thing as this. This is parallel to this. This is all in the same.
Wait, what does the comet have to do with?
Well, but it's not a comet. They're saying that it's exhibiting traits that make it seem like it is intelligent to some degree. Like it's slowing down and speeding up, and it's like changing its trajectory. Whereas if something was just flying through space, it wouldn't slow down and then speed back up, or have a curve or change. And they're saying it's doing all those things, like as if it's like changing its trajectory to go a certain place or do a certain thing.
Oh, so you think it's alien ship?
I don't know what it is, but I think it's interesting that no one else cares.
Because it's science.
Like you just started Googling it right now. You start looking at hold up. Wait, this shit is changing directions? Dude, hold up.
Yeah, you got me with that one.
Yeah, it's like changing, and they're like, oh, it's changing directions, and it might, come. So there was a thing saying that there might be some type of, aliens coming around Thanksgiving time, and this coincides with that. So I'm just like, wait, what? How do they know what is going on? And no one's really talking about it. But then there's like all this evidence that it's exhibiting signs that it could be.
But it says it's on a hyperbolic path, which means it's actively leaving our solar system forever right now. Right,
which is great unless it changes
its mind and decides to come back.
Exactly, like if it's curling around. That's what the whole thing is. They're like, it looks like it's slowing down, whatever. So if it's on this hyperbolic path, if it changes direction, that would make us think that it's something different.
Yeah.
Because it should just curve around and then leave. But if it's changing direction and slowing down, it might be.
So aliens treat Earth like a drive-thru.
Yeah, it could. They're about to slow down.
And they forgot the fries, so they're coming back.
They wanted the sweet and sour sauce. Yeah. It was like, hold up.
You forgot. You put pickles on my burger.
Y'all left out the honey mustard. That's wild if it's spun the block. Like, hey, you left out the McFlurry. Where can...
The McFlurry.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they spun the block and it took them so long that now we don't have SNAP and EBT and they're like, sorry, we can't help you. You know what I mean? It's like, you just helped us.
Y'all need to fix this shit first.
They got their first meal with the SNAP, but then they came back for extra.
And we ran
out.
Hey,
we don't doing that no more. They'd be like, what? It's like, nah, bro, you an illegal alien. You can't have no more SNAP. Or you gotta do.
You don't qualify for Medicaid.
Yeah, and we don't take them alien dollars.
Speaking of that, and I'm not saying you're a conspiracy theorist or anything.
That's not a conspiracy. That's a thing that's literally happening.
I'm on your side.
Okay, you're right. Right. I don't like how you framed it.
Well, that was leading into my next topic. I wanted to talk about the convenient conspiracies, the ones that that people will argue only when it benefits their argument.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I made that joke one time about like the whole Epstein files, and I was like, wouldn't it just be crazy if, or I was like, you talk to some people about like conspiracies, and they'll be like, oh, well, I'm not saying that the election was, majority rigged, but I got questions about like how many dead people were voting, or don't you think it's crazy that so many dead people are collecting Social Security checks, and 9/11, I'm not saying it was, but isn't there a possibility that it was an inside job and stuff like that? You'll hear all of these conspiracy theorists, and I'll be like, wow, what about the Epstein files? Don't you think it's crazy that Trump's not releasing it because he's on it? No way. There's no way that's happening. And I'm just, how do you believe every other conspiracy except the one that goes against your argument?
I feel like it's only a conspiracy until you read more. You know what I mean? Like
until you do your research?
Like everything's a conspiracy theory, and then you like read it, it's just like, oh, that's not an actual, like for instance, like
the Holocaust?
No, but like chemtrails or whatever. Remember how that was conspiracy, chemtrails or whatever. And then there's all these states that all of a sudden started putting in laws that you can't spray chemicals in the air on these like planes or whatever.